Hello there, Q.u.A.n.IQ here. So let me start by saying I can't swim. This happened when I had just officially broken up with my wife, and I was doing online dating, and my ex's best friend was living with me, sort of kind of with her boyfriend, sort of kind of not, whatever. And it wasn't awkward because I didn't care what she went back and told my wife because we were broken up, so I was good. But I remember there was this place called like the Gorge or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's where this took place, at one of our parks that we have. And the day before this happened, my roommate, her best friend, went there with her and stuff. And of course I wasn't invited because we had just broken up. Her little girlfriend was there, so of course I definitely wasn't invited. So the next day it was hot, and I was just gonna stay home, do nothing like I always do, because I don't have any friends and I don't do anything. So she must have felt bad for me and was like, hey, let's you want to come? I'm going swimming, let's go. I was like, sure. I got like 5 bathing suits, 3 actually, and I was like, okay, let's go. So we get there, and there was like a hike to get down there, which I was fine with because I had been there before. And there was this like little river part, and then there's the rest of it. And there's this part where underwater there's like rocks, so you can step on it. And I was fine there. I was stepping on it, and then out of nowhere, current took me, and I'm trying to run because like I said, I can't swim. So I'm trying to run onto the rock, and the current is just taking me into the part that didn't have the freaking rock. And yeah, I started drowning. I was drowning for like a good minute before I'm like, there's no way that nobody cannot see me freaking drowning. Like, okay. So I called out for my roommate, and she came over, but I was panicking because I can't swim. So I guess I started dragging her under, so she just ditched me. Thanks for that. It's cool though. Another story time payback for that. But yeah, so I started drowning again, and this guy that was there, he like looked familiar, but I couldn't put my finger on where I knew him from. And then I realized I knew him from this party that I had been to forever ago. And yeah, he saved me. Thank God, because your girl wouldn't be here right now telling you this damn story. So he saved me, brought me, out of the water. Tell me how there was so many freaking people there, and then within like 2 minutes after me, being saved, none of those people could save me, by the way, thanks. And like 2 minutes after I was saved, they were gone. Like, there was nobody there besides me and my roommate, her boyfriend, the guy that saved me, and then like these 2 other girls that we had met there. Well, I guess my roommate knew them from the club scene or whatever, but yeah, they were gone. So I'm like, oh, everybody was gonna let me drown, thanks. 2.5 seconds after that, actually, my friend's boyfriend wasn't even there yet, because I remember he came, brought sandwiches, thank God, because I was starving. Drowning takes a lot out of you. And he brought sandwiches. So eating our sandwiches, people start like coming back slowly or whatever. I remember there was this guy and this lady, and they had like a newborn baby in a carriage and a puppy. And I was like, why did you bring your baby and your puppy to this illegal place? Because we're not supposed to be even swimming there. Like, why? So God forbid you gotta run from the cops, you know? Why would you bring your baby? But whatever. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Anyways, so I was eating my sandwich, I was drinking some juice, and then out of nowhere, the guy who saved me just started making out with me. And I'm like, okay, because he was like kind of cute. So I was like, let me hop on this. And then yeah, it like escalated from there. Well, we didn't like do it right there, that's not what I'm saying, but oh God, I'm terrible at telling this story. I'm sorry. We started making out, and then we like went up the little path and went like into the park, like the forest part of the park or whatever, and we made out there. And then my roommate called me and was like, hey, we're leaving, let's go. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming. So I leave, and you know, we of course exchange numbers, because you can't just make out with me and not take down my number, you know. So yeah, I think it was a couple of days later we met up, and ever since then we were like in a relationship, like unofficial, but he was basically at my house every day besides when he was at work. And I found out he was a bartender. I was like, yes, that's so hot. Like something about bartenders that I just I think because I'm internally an alcoholic, so any form of alcohol that you're pouring as a job, sign me up. I'm there. I'm ready. But yeah, so he always had alcohol, so I was always, and he was always drunk. I never thought anything of it, but thinking of it, I think he's like an alcoholic. Maybe not, because I confronted him about it. I was like, are you okay? Are you an alcoholic? And he was like, nah, just like drinking. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so we had hung out for like a few weeks, and he basically moved in. And I get bored easily. I think I have like ADD or something, because like my attention span is like the size of a squirrel. And well, the size of a squirrel? I have the attention span of a squirrel. There we go. And see, I lost my train of thought. I have the attention span of a squirrel, and it's like hard for me to pay attention. I don't know. But some time had passed, and I started getting bored with him. He was just always there, you know, in my space, in my house. Just there, just all the time. Oh my God. And he sweat like crazy. It drove me nuts. I couldn't do it anymore. Like my whole side of the bed that he slept on was just like always wet with his sweat when he was there. And I was just, I couldn't. Like I couldn't. So one day I was like, hey, when are you going home? Like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, you yeah, I can get a ride, and I can go home and this and that. And I'm like, okay, bye. And I don't know what's up with people, but for some reason when I kick them out of my house, they assume that I never want to talk to them or see them again. So we just like never communicated after that. And my neighbor, because I was really close to my neighbor, hung out with her all the time, she was just like, oh, how is he? And I'm like, I don't know. Because one, I didn't care. Like, I didn't feel like texting him because I was bored with him. And then I knew if I texted him, he would just come over all the time and it would just start all over again. And I needed my space. Like, I need like my space. So yeah, I sort of kind of ditched him accidentally on purpose, but mostly accidentally. And I felt bad because, like I said, he was always drunk. So like the day before I kicked him out or whatever, somehow he lost his shoes. I don't know. So when he was leaving, all he had was socks on. And then out of nowhere, it just started raining. And I guess his ride ditched him, or they would take it too long to come, because he was just sitting on the couch and I was just on the phone, either with my ex or my cousin, I forget. But I was just on the phone with them. Like, yeah, I just talking to them in the other room, because I hate talking on the phone when like people are in the room, because I can't say what I want to say, you know? So yeah, he left. He like walked home in the rain or something. I don't know. That wasn't my problem. I was good. How do you lose your shoes? Whatever. Anyways, I was saving this story, but he just texted me the other day and was like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, hey, hi. And he's like, what you up to? And I'm like, nothing, you know, nothing. And then I forget what happened, but somehow I got a text from him and a notification on Facebook, saying that he reacted to one of my posts, like the heart emoji or whatever. And I looked, and it was from not even this past New Year's, but the one before that. And it was just me, my ex, and her best friend. And I'm like, okay. And then the text that he sent me, you listening, said, oh, your boobs are huge. It's crazy how big they've gotten. So I said, I'm cutting off the small talk. Yeah, I'm pregnant, so they've definitely gotten bigger since then. He said something about, he made a joke, something about putting a baby in me, and I was like, oh yeah, you were always trying. And he was like, no, if I really wanted to, I would have. No, skirt that way to the left with your bags. Bye, Felicia. What are you talking about? Like, whatever. So I was like, oh, haha, you're crazy. And then he said, can you send me pictures of your butt? Let me see your butt. Who says that? Who does that? I was like, no. And he was like, oh, haha, I tried. And I just never responded, because what the heck? Like, who says that? Who does that? And I don't remember him like being like that when we were together. So I was just like he was always like nice to me and respectful, helped me like rearrange my house and clean it. Yo, he just like lifted up the couch, and I was like, oh, okay, now I can definitely vacuum under here. Damn. But like, he was always so nice to me, and I was like, this is crazy. He did tell me he was drunk, and I was like, of course you're drunk, because you have a like unlimited supply of alcohol. I went to visit him at his job once, and he was just like drinking, and I'm like, what are you drinking? And he's like, nothing, it's water. And I'm like, oh, like, okay. I want to be a bartender. Like, damn, like, geez, sign me up, like, whatever. But yeah, that was the end of that, because I cut that right off. I just didn't respond. Like, I didn't know what to do, so I just didn't respond. So yeah, that was a couple of days ago. That's where the story ends for now, because I feel like he's probably gonna message me in the future talking about some, oh, let me get a pick up your butt or something. Like, no. Life is crazy. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that was that. So until next time, bye.